Hey, everybody checking out the Mike and JD Show YouTube channel. Thank you for watching this video. If you could do me a huge favor and hit that like button, make sure you're a subscriber, and also comment on this video and help us defeat the algorithm. I would greatly appreciate it. And while you're at it, if you like this video, head over to patreon.com/the Mike and JD Show and become a Patreon subscriber today, where you will get this audio immediately as soon as it's done recorded, way ahead of everybody else. And then, of course, it will be ad free. Thank you very much. Now enjoy the video. But we do have some good news for Impact, and we have some big stars coming to Impact, at least one specifically that we've already been talking about. Will Ospreay. So we already know that Will Ospreay is going to be wrestling at Bound for Glory, and that he's going to be taking on Speedball Mike Bailey. Well, Impact, in an effort to get the ticket sales up for their show the night after Impact or BFG Fallout in Chicago, they have announced already that the night after Bound for Glory, that Josh Alexander and Will Ospreay will wrestle on that show. They didn't say whether or not that was going to be for Access TV, or if it was going to be they're going to hold it for a main event Monday, or whatever. I get the feeling it's going to be an Access TV show, and that is the biggest possible match that Impact has the opportunity to make right there. And I said that I was pretty bullish whenever he was announced for Turning Point, that the Turning Point match for Ospreay should be Josh Alexander. Whether or not the title's on the line or not, if Josh is the champion or if he's not, I said my point was that he's going to AEW and Alexander is staying. He's an Impact lifer. I think this might be the only chance that you get to do that match. You don't need a storyline. You don't need a reason. You don't need, just make the match, because this is the only time we're ever going to get it. And you got to give the people what they want. Don't worry about, who was winning and losing. Don't worry about none of that stuff. Just make the match. And my idea was to do it at Turning Point and make it a time limit draw where everybody goes happy. 60-minute time limit draw, and do that. And I was like, and both guys can go 60, and I think they can do it safely and smartly, and they can knock it out of the park. And that was my idea. Well, they're going to do the match in Chicago, and it's going to be taped, so we'll already know the results ahead of time, which would have happened in Turning Point anyway, because Turning Point is also being taped. So that's not a big deal. But I gotta say, I'm excited about that. And if you live in the Chicago area, and I think JD said he's going to go to Bound for Glory, I would go for Bound for Glory Fallout as well, because the biggest match of the weekend happens to be on the TV tapings afterwards. I still like the idea of doing a 60-minute draw, but that's going to be difficult considering they're taping 2 separate TV shows, and they've already announced a lot for that taping, so I don't think they go 30. I mean, I don't think they go 60, but I bet they do a good 25-minute match and knock it out of the park. I fully believe that will happen. Or they'll do some gimmick to set up for Turning Point, which is fine with me too. but yeah, look, this is the Turning Point will be his last time ever in Impact until he's like broken down in 40. So we might want to get the best out of him as we can right now, and put him against our best guys. So. Excuse me. So that's pretty exciting. They also announced that Alex Shelley will take on Jonathan Gresham. Sorry. That's a pretty interesting match. Gresham just beat Speedball. I don't know that it'll be a world title match because we don't know if Shelley's going to be the world champion. But I dig them promoting these matches. The unfortunate part of they try to do it in a way where they're not spoiling anything. But I think the fact that Alexander and Ospreay's booked probably tells you that Alexander's not winning the title. I could be wrong about that, so I'm not definitive. I still think that Shelley should retain. So we'll see how all that plays out. But Alex Shelley versus Jonathan Gresham for Bound for Glory Fallout. I really dig that match. Gresham's turning heel. So that probably means I'm not getting my Shelly heel turn. So we'll there's a lot of moving parts, and I find that match to be very interesting. And again, just because they announce it for the event, that doesn't mean that it's happening on television, because they do some things where they actually announce big matches, and then we don't see them till months later on YouTube. And I think that's pretty cool, because they can book these things without any type of storyline being involved. It's just something for the live audience there, and then a couple months later they do this main event Monday thing, and then we get it there. So I'm going to be very interested to see how that works out. And then Myron Reed, he was an MLW star for a long time, and he on the indie scene has been teaming with the Rascals. He was kind of like their fourth Rascal, and then when Desmond Xavier went to WWE, can't remember his. I know he's one of the Lees. I think he's Wesley Lee, something like that. Um, he's one of the Lees, the Dragon Lees, or Trevor Lee's cousins, whatever. But Myron had kind of stepped in, replaced him, and he does trios and matches with the Rascals on the Indies. There for a while when Zachary Wentz was also in WWE, he was teaming with Trey Miguel on a lot of the Indies. Well, he has been free and clear of his MLW contract for a while. People have been trying to get him to come to Impact, and it looks like they're going to at least try him out, because he is on his way to Impact. It's been announced for BFG Fallout that Myron Reed will be teaming with the Rascals, or he's just a member of the Rascals, and they're going to be facing a luchador trio of Taurus, Laredo Kid, and Juventud Guerrera. This is, of course, is because on the BFG Fallout, they're going to be doing a lucha tribute. Conan's going to be there, classic luchadors, and the current guys that are always losing on Impact. I think that Lucha Blog, who is a member of the Voices of Wrestling Network, so shout out Lucha Blog. He actually did the math, and there was only one luchador got a victory on TV in the entire calendar year, and it was against another luchador. They have literally lost every single match on TV for Impact, and now they want to do a Lucha Libre tribute. It's like if you want the audience to take these people seriously, get them some wins. What are we doing? Like, why? Like they very clearly don't value luchadors until they go to Chicago and they need help selling tickets, and then all of a sudden they value luchadors. And that feeds into the next story. They have shit on Lucha Libre the entire year, but now you want us to think that you care, because Conan and Scott D'Amore have come together for a super show in Mexico. It's going to be called UltraClash. I think it's going to be taped for Impact. I'm not sure if it's a Fight TV thing. I think I think this is just the Impact show. I think they're going to be taping it for Impact. I could be wrong. You guys correct me out there if you want. Let me know. Always let me know where I'm wrong. But I was reading about it today, and I thought that, here, let me look it up just in case. Impact AAA UltraClash. They got some very interesting matches. We're finally going to get Vikingo on the show. That's been a long time coming. We have not seen Vikingo since he actually wrestled Josh Alexander. So let's see what our buddy Gerard here said. I'll go ahead and do a share screen here. Let's see here. Boom. Let's see what our buddy Gerard says. So Impact and AAA to partner for a joint show in Mexico on November 26th. AAA Lucha Libre announced via press conference that they'll be hosting a joint show with Impact Wrestling in Monterrey, Mexico for a show. So Monterrey, there you go. It's going to be AAA UltraClash. Impact and AAA talent, Laredo Kid. Oh my gosh, these pop-ups. Body Slam. You guys are killing me. I love you, Gerard. It's not Gerard's fault, but man, you can't really read any of this shit because it's all pop-ups. But so it says, and then Dave Meltzer reported the match cards for the event, which will have Impact Wrestling stars. Okay, they're doing a TV taping. So it says TV taping on 11/26 in Monterrey, Mexico. The matches announced are Alex Shelley and Vikingo versus Trey Miguel and Abismo Negro. Chris Sabin and Trinity versus Dynamico and Chick Tormenta. Josh Alexander and Octagon Jr. versus Moose and Toxin. Tommy Dreamer and Laredo Kid versus Brian Myers and Black Taurus. Rich Swan and Mystices. Woo, Mystices. I like that guy. Versus Latigo and Eddie Edwards. Arez and Frankie Gazarian versus Forastero and Sanson. And Diana Parazzo and Maravilla versus Jordan Grace and Sexy Star. No, not that Sexy Star. They have replaced that Sexy Star. But yeah, that's pretty cool. So it looks like they're just taping episodes of Impact there, and I find that to be very interesting. I like that, man. So that should be a pretty cool deal. But again, if this is just an opportunity for Impact to just take some Americans to go get some more wins over Luchadors. Like the Luchadors are teaming with American wrestlers, and if the Luchadors like are all the ones taking the L's, like what a waste, man. Like Triple A should just pull out of this deal. They got deals with everybody, man. Fuck that. Ratings news. So WrestleNomics, I thought this was interesting. They're reporting that Impact, they were up 25% in total viewership in September 2023 compared to September 2022. That's a pretty big deal because we're in less homes than we were last year. There's an annual decline in homes, so the number of people that are actually able to get the show has decreased, but the viewership has increased. Now the demo numbers are down, but the demo numbers don't mean dick to Impact. And I honestly, we're at the point now because these demo numbers are so small anyway. I don't think they're being recorded very accurately. I don't really think they matter for Impact. So, but yeah, the demo numbers were down, but who cares? So that is pretty damn incredible. I love that. So good for Impact. And there were, I think PW Insider, when PW Insider says this stuff, they're talking probably directly to either Demore or D'Angeli, but said that there's a lot of positivity Impact over the current ratings trends, the upward trajectory, and the year-over-year increase, despite the fact that we're down in homes. They're all pretty happy with that. They've been working hard. They've been telling some good stories, and they have, this week excluded, but they have in the past. So, good for them, man. I think that's really cool. And then on October 5th, they drew 110,000 viewers and a 0.01 rating, which is down from September 28, where they drew 126,000 viewers and a 0.03 rating. Wow. They were ranked 107. That was way up over the previous 2 weeks where they did Impact 1000, the big nostalgia show that you would assume would have been the highest number they did all year, even going up against football. But no, those shows actually didn't do well. They did well at the box office, but not well on the TV ratings. But Impact was able to draw a big rating, even going up against football, last week, and one of their better ones of the year. So kudos to them. They dropped a little bit this past week, not too crazy. They're holding strong though, man. So good for Impact. Hopefully they parlay this shit into a TV deal one day. I doubt that they can do that, but wishful thinking, one can hope.